Hi, this is Alan Ellis with DeGuire Paperless Property Management Company in Fort Worth, serving the North Texas area. Today we're going to talk about should landlords carry insurance on their Fort Worth rental properties, and if so, what type? Many people believe when they decide to rent a home is that all they need is their homeowner's policy, and that'll make suit all their needs for anything that could possibly come up. However, many find out differently after they experience a loss. Typically, a homeowner's policy will only cover an owner-occupied home. So when a person decides to rent out their home, they should convert that homeowner's policy to a landlord's policy. A landlord's policy is often referred to as a dwelling policy. Basically, there's three types of dwelling policy. The first one is a DP1, which is called a basic dwelling policy. Basically, this will cover the structure of the house, and it's probably the most economical and the cheapest way to have coverage on your rental home. The other one is a DP2, or dwelling policy 2 is referred to as a broad policy, which you can actually name perils to go with the structural coverage of the house. And the third, being a DP3, dwelling policy 3, is a special policy. A special policy covers the structure and all perils, unless there's perils listed that it does not cover. So just always read your policy and make sure that the policy states everything that you expect in that dwelling policy. Also, typically the dwelling policies will cover liability, loss of rent. If the house becomes uninhabitable, then the landlord can collect the rents through the insurance. It also will make medical payments, and it will also cover the contents to the appliances that the landlord owns. But what we recommend certainly is that you seek the advice of an insurance professional to make sure that you've got the right coverage and the right policies to cover one of the largest investments that you probably have. Another question that constantly comes up is, can I require my tenants to carry renter's insurance? The answer to that is yes, but it must be stated in the lease agreement. Many tenants think that the landlord's insurance will cover their personal properties, but it does not. In the Texas Association of Realtors residential lease agreement, in its section 34H, it states that the landlord's insurance does not cover the tenant from loss of personal property, and it recommends that the tenants obtain insurance. So make sure, if you're not requiring tenants to carry renter's insurance, make sure they're aware of that section, that the landlord's insurance does not cover their personal property. The average renter has, through different studies, show that they own approximately $20,000 to $30,000 worth of personal property. But the average cost of renter's insurance is less than $200 a year. And we need to be explaining that to the tenants, because to replace $20,000 or $30,000 worth of personal property is very difficult to do. But that's a very small premium amount of less than $200 a year to cover their personal property. Plus, typically, a renter's policy covers 3 different categories. It'll also cover not only the personal property, but it'll cover the loss of use, which, like we talked a while ago, if that house becomes uninhabitable, it gives them additional living expense money, like for food, temporary housing. It also covers personal liability. If somebody is hurt on the property and it's their fault, then they've got insurance coverage to help protect themselves. The landlord benefits when the tenant certainly has renter's policy, because with that liability, if someone is hurt on the property, then the first person they're going to take a look at is going to be the tenant and the tenant's policy. Of course, if the tenants don't have any coverage, then the next in line is certainly the landlord or the owner of the property, who they will certainly be looking at them to take whatever action they feel possible. This has been Alan Ellis with DeGuire Paperless Property Management Company. And any question on today's blog, please feel free to give us a call. And have a great day.